Hey, Jason, did you take a look at this post that Alex sent over? I'm not sure we had a chance. It had to do with the APIs and the accounting systems for the government.
No, I remember this. Yes. Why are there not more API connections between government and contractor accounting systems?
Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean,
it'd be awesome, but with all the different accounting systems out there, can you imagine the nightmare of programming all of them to connect?
Yeah, my mind definitely goes to two separate places. There's the optimist in me that thinks how cool that would be, right?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, we deal with that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do we ask for information from the government and they give us a PDF? And that's pretty hard to deal with, especially programmatically. You know, we deal with that. But then there's the pessimist in me, which security.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with API connections, especially, you have to be much more rigid over who has control of that, because up until this point, a lot of the exchange of information has happened through emails. So your trust that the other person is receiving it,
or copying and pasting our stuff into their systems, since we all have different accounting systems. From an accounting point, I can understand why it's not all, integrated because of the audit trail. We have to have, a good audit trail of what and who put what where. If we had it all integrated that way, who's going to have access to be able to look at that audit trail? Again, going back to security.
Yes. It also brings up the issue that we all call something different.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. What you call a PR is going to be totally different from what my department calls a PR, just as an example. And then you have to answer the question, well, who's in charge of that? That's a pretty tough question to answer when you're dealing with the entire government.
Well, the government alone has its own language.
I remember dealing with this. A good parallel for this was with MLS databases in the housing market. Mm-hmm. And they face a lot of the same issues. Even though there's a database out there for it, they're all controlled by different organizations and different entities. And I think there's over 200 different MLS databases throughout the United States. I think the largest thing separating them from kind of joining as one is because they have all these legacy systems. They're all making their own money, which maybe that's not the concern with the government.
Well, that could be a big deal for the person putting the product out. Are they going to want to give up their nest egg so that it could be all government driven?
And then the access controls just aren't about security, it's also about fairness. The people who have access to these APIs are certainly going to have an advantage over the people who don't.
Especially small businesses.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's too much of a process to get that access, as it should be, right? Because we want to control who has those keys.
Exactly. And how much information are they going to be able to take from the private sector or, any company? How much information is the government going to have access to? Once you open the door, you open the door.
Right. And it just kind of snowballs the, unfairness maybe of some of these larger corporations that get that access first, and they're able to more programmatically bid on contracts, find out about contracts.
And you also have the companies that don't even want to be on the computer. They still do the old-fashioned way. There are some out there, very few, but they are.
I am hopeful though, because where there's a will, there is a way. So this person who asked this question is dealing with the same thing that we deal with at NTI, which is, how can we leverage some new technologies?
Absolutely. Well, and just letting you know, some of the payments that I have to go through this platform, and this platform, all just to get money to submit our invoices to. So that's just part of the game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.